Well, hopefully, as a Christian, it's true for us to say that being thankful is a lot more than just taking one day out of the year to express our thanksgiving, but rather to us, it is an expression of our entire life. One of the interesting stories that I see Jesus find himself in is in Luke chapter 17 when he walks around the corner and there are 10 lepers that are standing there and they scream out, "Jesus, Jesus, have mercy on us." And one of the things that's probably good to note is that to be a leper in that moment of time, they were supposed to yell, but what they were supposed to yell was something much different. They were supposed to yell, "Unclean, unclean," because of what the Jewish laws had given them all the way back from the book of Leviticus, that they had to stay separate from the regular folk. And so, can you imagine, to their surprise, as Jesus comes around the corner, just as they're about to yell out, "Unclean, unclean," they see their Lord and Savior, or what many, or at least some of them, would think is their Lord and Savior. And so they say, "Jesus, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." And so Jesus gives them probably the best gift that they could have ever received, and that was a gift of healing. And so he told them to go see the priest, because the priest in that day would have been the one who could have told them that the healing took place. He could have documented that and said it was official, it was legit, allowing them to once again be a part of society. And so the scriptures tell us in Luke chapter 17 that as they were going to see the priest, that they were healed. But the interesting and even the unfortunate thing about that story is that only one of them came back. And it begs the question, is it possible that only one out of every 10 Christians is thankful for what God has really done for them? And maybe not just thankful, but maybe it's just that they didn't express their thanksgiving. Maybe it's that one out of 10 Christians goes above and beyond to let Jesus know how much they truly appreciate what he did for them. Because in this instance, in this story of the 10 lepers, I would actually think that the other 9 lepers who didn't come back, my guess is they were still very, very thankful. They just didn't take the time to come back and let Jesus know how thankful they were. Maybe for them it was just the next thing, like, hey, what's next? I'm healed. Now I can go see my family. Now I can go check on that land that I own. Now I can go be with my wife, or whatever that could have looked like for each of them. But one of them decided to come back. One of them knew what had just been done for them, and so he went maybe out of his way to come back and find Jesus, to let him know how truly thankful he was. And Jesus says, "Weren't there 10 of you? Why only one has come back?" And then he says something very interesting to the one. He says, "Go, your faith has made you well." Well. It's interesting, that word "well." And some versions say, "Your faith has made you healed." But there's a huge difference in having wellness and just being healthy. And so for the other 9, they were made healthy. But for the one who came back, Jesus said, "Your faith has made you well." It's a type of healing that goes to the depths of our soul. I can't help but be reminded of the hymn, "It is well with my soul." That's what Jesus gave him, because of his willingness to come back and be thankful. And friends, as we approach the season of Thanksgiving, it is my hope that we are constantly expressing our thanks to Jesus and to everyone else around us. Because one of the things that I've learned is when our gratitude is left unexpressed, it's often forgotten.